So uh, the book itself, again, I want to encourage people to look it up. I think you'll enjoy it. It's a meaningful story, meaningful set of stories, really. They're very real. They're very real. This is not theory. This is not uh, feel good. This is real, but it's strong. It has a strength and I'll say it has a heartiness to it, if that makes any sense. So it's called a uniquely imperfect, uniquely qualified, and beautiful sentiment there. Now apply that to just across the board. I'm going to very unfair of me to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Apply that core principle to an audience of people that are seeking to serve Christ in business in very difficult places. They could be in Atlanta, they could be in New York, they could be in all the nice places, they could be where you are in Florida, but they've chosen, or they feel God's chosen to send them to a hard place. How would you apply that to this audience?
What comes to mind to me in that scenario is this is not gonna be easy, right? You're being transparent in, "This is hard," or, "This is something I did wrong. I made the wrong choice here. I'm in a different culture. I said this and it really offended somebody." Just being transparent and authentic about where I'm not perfect and using it as a way to connect with people and move forward and to build a relationship or to just be authentic with people. I think there's so many people out there, people of faith, people not of faith, that want to pretend they're perfect. We
Mm.
all know they're
Mm.
not. And so the minute we're authentic about the fact that we are imperfect, I did make a mistake. It allows me to earn a different level of trust with people.
Mm.
And that's where I see an application.
Beautiful. Powerful. All right, I want to change channels here for a second because you are not just an author and not just a speaker, but you are a coach and consultant to leaders. I know you work with John Maxwell's organization, but you have your own company and you focus, among other things, on one of my hot topics, which is culture in companies. And businesses, mission companies need to build culture too. Just because the founder's a Christian doesn't mean it has a healthy culture. We know that. So, how do you, in your practice, how do you approach this question of culture? I know you don't just come in and say, let's put some words on the wall and we all stand up and put our hands on our heart. I mean, I know you don't do that. How do you approach it? And I'm asking specifically because I do get this question from BAM practitioners who are saying, I know I need to do more than just be a Christian at work. As a founder, a leader, how do you do it? How do you help leaders do this?
And I think one of the things that I'll go back to, I'll have make a post on LinkedIn about something, and somebody will post and come back, and I've worked with them like 12 years ago, and they're like, "Diana, that was my favorite company. It had the best culture ever." And I'll just smile, and I'll also have people that say, "I loved working there at this company. The culture was awesome." And I'll sit there, "Okay, what year did you come?" "Okay, the culture wasn't always awesome, but you came at the time where it was at its peak," right? Because it's not an overnight exercise. It is something that happens over time. And the approach in terms of coming into a company to help them, I like to spend time with the people, like shadowing or doing a communication workshop, something that gets me engaged throughout the organization so I get an idea of what it's like, what it's really, and then also do different things with the leadership team and the executives, whether it's a game format or a workshop, just to try to understand like where they're at. Also, getting those different levels of understanding and engagement throughout the organization really helps you to understand if people even get what the values mean that you have thrown on the wall. They may not even know they exist for that matter. They may not know what they mean. They may not see different scenarios, but I just look to just softly find different ways to get in the door to understand and then work through, okay, how do we change this and how do we live them out? And I love to reference winning teams or team examples on the importance of why you need to have culture and values and why it matters. The Boys in the Boat movie is one of my favorite examples to use, but those just different scenarios to bring it to light because it's easy for people to say it doesn't matter, or it's easy for a leader to say, but then they don't lead it. I challenge them nicely, so but that doesn't work. You have to lead it. If you're not gonna lead it, nobody else is gonna do it.